So one of the questions I get asked a lot in my work is, oh my God, I already have so many issues. I have so many traumas that I'm already dealing with. I have CPTSD, ADHD, relationship trauma, STD, NPD, DDD, and XYZ and HDMI. And now you're telling me I have to heal my financial trauma. You're telling me I have trauma around money that I have to heal. Oh my God, I can't. Well, you'll be glad to know that your money problems are not isolated. Okay, so most of the issues we have around money, they are actually deeper issues. They just happen to show up around money very loudly. Yes, okay. So in this video, we're going to do a deep dive into what are the underlying issues that are getting loud around money so that you can heal the root, right? You can heal the root cause. And once you do that, you see improvements in all other areas of your life. Relationships, work, self-respect, friendships, shmoney, yeah, shmoney, feeling safe, being visible, being more bold, taking up space, being direct. You know, when you get right down to the root, you will improve more than just your finances. How exciting, oh my God. So often we tend to see our issues as, oh, confidence problems, health issues, relationship issues, dim dum dum. But often they are just different expressions of the same underlying issue. That's good to know, right? So let's get down to what's really the root cause, right? What is it? So let's start with the belief that I'm not worthy of wealth. This is a very strong money repellent when left unhealed because it's rooted in unworthiness, and our beliefs about money affect our self-worth, and our beliefs about self-worth affect our money. So it's like a vicious circle that closes in on itself until we disrupt it by changing our self-concept, changing the way we think and feel about ourselves. So you might be someone who feels like, oh, but I don't actually have trauma around money. I don't recall any traumatic experiences around money. So I don't think I have financial trauma. That might be true for you. However, like I just said, that self-worth issues affect our money beliefs, and our money beliefs can affect self-worth. So when you have self-worth issues, when you feel unworthy, you will see that showing up in your finances. Oh no, right? So the way the belief that I'm not worthy of wealth shows up is you might feel like you have this inner nudge to play bigger in life, but you keep ignoring it. So when you see other people experiencing abundance and overflow, you kind of just reason that, well, it makes sense for them to have more because they're talented, they're gifted, they're from the right background, they've built something, they're skilled, they are, they've impacted the world or whatever. But when you look at yourself, you can't really see any reason why you are more deserving. So as you can see, this is rooted in unworthiness, and it has little to do with shmoney. But shmoney is where it really shows up a lot. This one also makes you fear being more visible, fear of being seen, fear of being exposed. So it's like you want more visibility, you want to be seen more, to improve your finances, your business, or whatever, but you just feel scared of being seen. And the way this one shows up in relationships is you don't set boundaries and you tolerate less than you fucking deserve. Oh no, that's just sad, very sad. In your career, it shows up as you're hiding, you're playing meek, you're not really negotiating your salary, you're not asking for a raise, you're not going for the promotion, you're not going for the training, you're not asking for opportunities. Again, fear of visibility, you're thinking, there are so many more talented and skilled people, there's no way I could get that promotion or whatever, right? So you're constantly downplaying and disqualifying yourself. And then, of course, around money is going to show up as feeling guilty, feeling like an imposter around receiving. So if a client pays you, then you don't feel like you deserve that money. You just feel like an imposter. You feel like an imposter, and you'll just over-deliver, overwork to prove that you're worthy of the money, because naturally you don't feel worthy of shmoney. You will also undercharge. You won't charge your worth. Your prices won't reflect the value of your work. And of course, you have a distorted relationship with reception, difficulty receiving. You don't feel safe, you don't feel comfortable receiving, and not to mention guilty. You feel guilty having more. You feel guilty holding on to money. Now, another common pattern that shows up around money is this fear that money is going to disappear, right? So money always disappears, money doesn't stay. And this is rooted in abandonment, right? So it's got nothing to do with shmoney. It's got everything to do with the loss that you experience from a young age. So maybe when you were a little child, you experienced a lot of abandonment. Maybe a parent passed away or they left, maybe a sibling left, maybe a pet passed away, maybe grandma passed away, whatever. Basically, a lot of abandonment. Or you may have been born into a family that were financially stable, but somewhere along the way, instability and precarity crept in, and your little nervous system felt that loss, it felt that instability, and it drew the conclusion that things don't stay. Money disappears, people disappear, everything is impermanent. And so now you're trying to brace for that loss. And how you're bracing for it is you are spending the money before it has a chance to abandon you. So notice how you constantly feel this propensity to blow the money as soon as it hits your account. So as soon as money hits your account, you're not really feeling good about it. You're just feeling like you're already grieving its loss, basically. So this is one of the money blocks that make you spend like crazy. Money is like high highs and low lows for you. You live check to check, and there's this subconscious aversion to saving, accumulating wealth, because you're just thinking, well, what's the point? What's the fucking point, right? Money always leaves, things always leave, and there's this need to always clear the slate and make sure money doesn't have a chance of abandoning you. You're trying to control that disappearance. So some people have said to me that they feel this one around relationships more than money, and that makes sense because remember, it's abandonment issues, it's not about money. You just expect people to leave, you anticipate them leaving or abandoning you. You have difficulty trusting consistency. So nothing really feels consistent in your life. Around work, the way it shows up is you probably have done a lot of job hunting, job hopping, I think, right? So maybe even when things are going well in a job, you don't feel comfortable, you don't feel stable. So you're just constantly leaving jobs. Oh no. So really what's going on here is this constant anticipation of instability, unpredictability, things don't last, abandonment issues. Yes. Oh no. Another big limiting belief around money is making money is hard. Hard work equals income. And this one is very common, and it's a massive money block, because if you hold the belief that hard work equals income, I did explain in many of my videos that your subconscious will actively resist easy money opportunities. So underneath this belief that hard work equals income is this feeling of I have to earn safety, love, or worth through effort. Maybe everything had to be very difficult for you growing up, so nothing really came free or easily. You had to earn everything. You had to prove that you're deserving of things. And now this has followed you into your adulthood, and you're in this hyper hustling mode, constantly controlling all the variables. You can't relax. You're very much in this sort of hyper vigilant survival state where everything needs to be controlled. In relationships, this will show up as you're over-functioning, you're over-giving, you feel like you have to earn love, right? So you're probably having to constantly do stuff for your partner. Relationships, family relationship, even family relationships, where you're constantly giving, you're constantly doing, you're constantly doing stuff for other people. and you feel like that's how you earn love. Your energy is probably always being siphoned, but there's not much left for yourself. This is how you think you earn love. Around work, burnout, difficulty receiving, difficulty delegating, difficulty asking for help. You don't know how to receive, you don't know how to ask for help, you refuse help. Sometimes even perfectionism plays a part in this. Resting doesn't come easy to you. Resting makes you feel weak, makes you feel like, oh, I shouldn't really be doing this. I have 100 more things to do on my to-do list. And so you're constantly on the go. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Do, go, 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 go. Output, output, output. Yeah, keep doing, keep doing. I've noticed the people who carry this wounded belief that hard work equals income, they tend to also find easy money opportunities very suspicious, so the nervous system doesn't trust ease. It's very suspicious. If you speak to them about like, oh, this person was able to reach 7 figures by just doing this thing and they hardly had to work, they would immediately jump to the conclusion that, yeah, scam. Sound like a scam, can't be true, bullshit, yeah. They're just very suspicious of ease. They're almost prideful about hard work, like, oh, look at me, I'm such a hardworking person. Look at me, I deserve all this money because I'm so hardworking. You're proving why money should come to you. Okay. Oh, they also feel very guilty when money comes easily. So if they receive an inheritance or if some sort of windfall enters their life, they feel like, oh, I haven't earned this. I haven't earned this. I need to prove that I earned this. So, ease it just doesn't. They just don't get it. Oh my God, it's so sad. Now let's move on to the people who say I'm bad with money. Okay, this becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, as most of them do, by the way. Most of the money blocks I talk about, they are self-fulfilling prophecies. But this one, I'm bad with money, this is actually about self-trust. Okay, so it's got nothing to do with money. You feel like you can't be trusted with money. So let's go back to childhood. This most likely developed because of a painful experience where you lost $10 or $5 and then your parents overcorrected you for it. So maybe they slapped you, maybe they give you a skibbity bap. Oh no, like, stupid kid, why did you lose the $5? Huh? Why you lose the $5, you stupid kid? And they kept reminding you, right? They didn't just make one comment about it. They kept reminding you, like, oh, remember how you lost the $10? Oh no, you stupid kid. Don't do that again. Oh my God. You felt that tension. You felt that basically it was too overwhelming for your little nervous system, and it left an imprint. And you decided, yep, I'm bad with money. I can't be trusted. I can't trust myself. I can't trust my decisions, my judgment. I'm not to be trusted with more shmoney. And now you're an adult and this is still haunting you. Like, you've, this conclusion you drew is etched into your psyche. And now you're racking up a lot of debt. You have impulsivity around purchases. You are constantly blowing money. You also avoid looking at your bank account, your credit card statements. There's a lot of avoidance. There's also a lot of not validation, right? You seek a lot of reassurance around financial decisions. So if you want to maybe buy a car or something, you'll ask your mother, like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, what do you think about this? Yeah, I want you to buy this car. And you'll call your father, like, oh, yeah, how you doing? Yeah, I needed to move to £50 from this account to another account. So the more reassurance you seek, the more you strengthen the old neural pathways. So your mind and your body learns that, yeah, we're not to be trusted. We're not to be trusted with money. We're not to be trusted with money. Oh no. And so you're reinforcing that wound. You're reinforcing your identity. I'm someone who can't be trusted with money. Oh no. In relationships, you're obviously ignoring your intuition, second guessing yourself, outsourcing decisions, especially financial decisions. So you probably rely on your partner a lot for financial decisions. reassurance. In your work and career, it may show up as you're very indecisive, you're constantly changing direction. And then we have the people who are very frugal. Their money block is, I'm not safe until I have a lot of shmoney. And this one is not about money, it's about feeling unsafe. You feel unsafe, and now it's showing up around money. You hoard and penny pinch, grip onto money so tightly. Releasing money feels so unsafe. The only time it's palatable for you to release money is when things are heavily discounted. So you're a deal seeker. You need everything to be very cheap as chips. This one makes you seek certainty in all areas of your life. So you become like this control freak. Obviously, you're controlling all the pennies. Pennies need to be pinched everywhere. And remember, when you are hyper focused on certainty and safety, there's no room for expansion. Because someone whose priority is to feel safe, right, they cannot take risks in life. They need everything to be controlled. The way this one will show up in relationships is you may stay in relationships that don't necessarily feel aligned, but they make you feel safe. They give you a sense of security. So you're just going to cling to security because it feels familiar, and your nervous system always seeks familiarity, it seeks that safety. You probably were someone who grew up in a household where things felt very unsafe, inconsistent, and unpredictable. And so your body now feels extremely unsafe. Your nervous system is constantly looking to feel safe by hoarding money. The hoarders, I've noticed that they don't only hoard money. Some of them, they also hoard furniture, they hoard clothes, they probably also hoard food. But mostly it shows up around shmoney. When you're struggling with this money block, I'm not safe until I have a lot of money, your life very much looks the same. For a very long time, it's just looking like it's stunted. Your life looks very safe, right? So you're probably just hoarding a bunch of shmoney, but your life is looking the same. You really can't tolerate uncertainty, so you won't invest, you won't use your money to really expand your life. You won't buy something that could really expand your life. You need so much control before you can fucking relax. This was my main issue with money. I had a nervous system that feels so unsafe, and I was a big money hoarder. Looking back, it did help me save a lot of money, but then this one sort of starts overexpressing itself, like all the other ones too, and you'll notice that, or you feel like you're actually suffocating with the hoarding issue. It really does make you feel stunted in life because you're not taking risks, and if you want to expand your life, you're going to have to take some risk, okay? And obviously around money, you need a certain number to feel safe, a certain number to feel like you can exhale. It's like you have this moving goalpost. You think, oh, once I get to this certain number, I'm going to feel safer, but the safety number moves very quickly. So you'll get to that number and then you won't even celebrate reaching that goalpost, that money goal. You'll just quickly move it and then you're back to square one. I don't feel safe until I have a lot of money. I'm not safe until I have a lot of money. So you see how your body, your nervous system has basically outsourced safety to money. And last but not least, this is the one that I take the piss out of the most. It's the belief that being rich is bad or wrong. This one comes in a few layers, right? This one is more about fear of power, guilt having more money, a belief that wanting more, having more makes you greedy, selfish, or just a bad person. Like if you are someone who has a lot of shmoney, you're a greedy piece of shite. So in relationships, this one will show up as you constantly give. You give your shmoney away. If you come into some shmoney, you give it away to your family. You just can't hold on to the money without feeling like you're a greedy, selfish person. You'll even experience guilt around having needs. So, you feel like you're an inconvenience. Your needs are an inconvenience. You're scared of coming across too much, taking up too much space, being too much. So in work, in career, it will show up as, you probably avoid leadership. you feel discomfort around ambition. So, you won't really vocalize your big dreams. You feel like, I shouldn't ask for too much. I'm not greedy. I shouldn't be greedy. I should be grateful. I should be grateful. I'm a good person. I don't really need too much. I just kind of aim to cover the basics and stuff. I'm a simple person. You'll tend to also avoid authority, leadership, influence, because all those things are, power. And of course, the way it shows up around money is it keeps you broke because you feel prideful about being middle class. You judge the 1%. You see them as greedy and selfish and people who have compromised their morals and values to become rich, to have the amount of money that they have. When you have demonized big money, exponential wealth, and wealthy people, it's very scary to admit that you want more money. You feel guilty admitting you want more. You'll even reject opportunities because having more feels morally wrong. Another layer of this is you are scared to reach a higher level of wealth because you may lose your sense of belonging, right? So you won't belong to your loved ones anymore. You're scared to outachieve the very people who raised you. And so remember, this is subconscious. You're not consciously thinking, oh, I'd rather stay broke to be loved. It's a subconscious thought process. It's a subconscious belief that, if I become wealthier, then I'm going to be ostracized. Now, do you see why I keep saying your money problems are not isolated? And this is good news. You should feel very relieved because you don't have 20 different issues. It's usually one root and many, many, many symptoms. Heal the root, boom, ripple effect. And if you're watching this thinking, okay, I see myself in most of these patterns, most of these money blocks, I'm looping these patterns around money or relationships or work or whatever, and you need more deeper healing tools, deeper healing work for this is exactly what I teach in my 4-week coaching program. The 4-week coaching program is my signature program. It's completely tailored, personalized. So on the introductory call, we will go through your money blocks and nervous system patterns, map it all out, and then you'll get a personalized package, and throughout the 4 weeks you'll be with me. Everything is linked below. Thank you so much for watching. If you feel like you know someone who is struggling with these money patterns, maybe share the video with them, subscribe, let me know in the comments what one of these patterns you're struggling with, and I will see you in a jiffy.